Hello, everybody, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, your executive producer here, and thanks for tuning in to watch or listen to whatever it is you're about to watch or listen to. In these trying times, we really do appreciate everyone that feels that we are worth their time, and we hope that we're able to give you something entertaining to while away the time as you spend it. We particularly want to thank those of you that feel like we're worth financially contributing to, particularly our $25 and up supporters on Patreon, who are Antitonic, Drevian Alexander, Cat Waterflame, Rowan Parker, and Samantha Bates. Yes, I read that off of a list. Thank you very much for supporting us. I know that in these uncertain times, finances are tough for everybody, so that you're willing to donate to us means a lot to all of us here, and we thank you. That being said, please sit back, relax, and enjoy. We're live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Hundreds of Vigil Terminus Tendency. I'm William, and I'm your storyteller for this World of Darkness Chronicle. And joining me today, we have Jeremy.
Hello, my name is Jeremy. I am playing Nina Sky, a Union rock star. Yeah.
And John.
Stuff.
John and I'm playing Zero Albright, the Chiron Group Atlanta Director of Operation.
And Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara, and I'm playing Thomas Smith, Ashwood Abbey laborer.
William, you muted yourself.
You're still muted.
Still muted.
Da, 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 da. Next up is, I'm just going to call it while William fixes his mic, Craig.
There we go. Craig, yes. Hi, now I can hear things.
Hello. I am playing Paul Phillips, Copus of the Aegis Kaidoru.
And when last we left off, hang on, I need to make sure there's
and
also...
And Holly.
Sorry, and Holly. Sorry, I got caught up with my fucking audio issues.
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm playing Astrid Ashwin, Knights of St. Adrian, Murder Suite.
Also, Black Lives Matter, Trans Lives Matter, Believe Women, fuck
Ted Cruz. That just keeps going.
Yeah, that's just gonna be an ongoing thing.
An ongoing thing, yeah. Fuck the Democratic senator from, I think it's Illinois, that's currently trying to introduce a game that will ban the sale of all violent video games in the state.
Yeah,
like not even to minors, in all sale.
Yep.
Claiming that Grand Theft Auto is the reason for the uptick in cars jacking in the state.
Okay.
Because
I assume that litigation is hand in hand with gun restrictions.
No,
right?
no. There's no poverty. There's no poverty reform. There's no social justice reform. There's no police reform. There's no gun reform. There's nothing else in there. It's strictly, if we ban all the violent video games, everything will be solved.
God, every time somebody says that, it makes me so mad. I want to eat a mushroom and jump on somebody.
And it's like, if Grand Theft Auto is getting people to carjack, everyone would be walking up to a car and just trying to pull the fucking door open, because that's all you do when you carjack in Grand Theft Auto is you pull the fucking door open.
I know how to carjack now. Wait, the door's locked. Fuck, I wasn't prepared for this.
Yep. Also, let's see. Fuck Marilyn Manson, Joss Whedon, double fuck Woody Allen.
The list goes on. We can't.
The list goes on.
We can't be here all night.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We do have a game to get to, but
with our list of declarations that will make it clear where we stand and out anyone who gets offended by them.
There's going to be a point where it's just going to be 3 hours of us just saying that.
Also, punch Nazis.
All right, so that's game.
Well, to be fair, John was saying he needs to update the video intro.
It's true. I'll just put all this on the video intro.
Yeah.
Punch Nazis every chance you get.
When last we left off, the group had, specifically Thomas had, set up an event.
Oh, also, Jack's not going to be here because his car broke down.
Oh yes, Jack is currently stuck elsewhere because of car troubles.
Oh,
Yay.
hang on, that's the wrong door. I need to fix the door. Keep going.
You have the shotgun door.
I do have the shotgun door.
How do you fit the shotgun door in there? It doesn't. When I tried to do it for when I was, it's not sized right anymore. Unless you squish the dimensions and it looks unnatural.
I don't squish the dimensions. I just let the barrel and the door be visible.
Oh, that's fair.
It's the barrel of a shotgun in the
Because
door.
really, you don't really need much more than the barrel to know what's going on here.
Oh yeah. Also, fuck Brett Ratner.
I don't even know why for that one.
Sexual assault allegations,
okay.
Me Too, etc., etc. That said, somebody else believes that too because his movie just got dropped.
But when last we left off, the group had just put together this bacchanal and had done so primarily as a way of getting the Ashwood Abbey and those associated with them to stay away from their meeting with the stripling prince for the evening, which ended up going excellently after, Task Force Valkyrie showed up anyway and decided they were going to open fire upon arrival with their helicopters and their machine guns. But also in the hopes that it might draw out Mr. White with the very much crimes of passion that were about to be committed within the confines of this building.
Very much crimes of passion.
And it seems to have been successful as your relevant demonologist in the area has set up the notice that you have found your target, as all of you have realized that the white-clad individual, this elderly old man with an old-fashioned cane.
To help you out, specifically, we ended on Nico had seen the demon. Craig's amulet had pointed out the demon, and I was trying to get a visual on him with the cameras and was failing.
Yes. And so
I was distracted.
And Nico was having sex in the corner.
With the person who was still opening fire, all things considered. But that's where we pick up.
The fuck is the shotgun? Sorry, I'm still looking for the door. I don't remember where I grabbed it from last time. I should just re-download it.
Thought this was in character for a minute.
No,
I was gonna say
Me too.
100% not out of place.
the one that wasn't Zero's voice, and two Zero's equals a
Hold
shotgun.
on, John. I will give you.
I can just go to the where I uploaded it.
As I once again fail to put names in a document, and so I have the Ashwood Abbey leader's name, but I don't have the fucking.
It was in Roll20 last time. We should.
No, I have I have Laura's Croft's name, and I have Madame Thorne's name. I am missing.
Nicholas Lansing?
Thank you, Nicholas Lansing.
You're welcome.
There you go.
We have it this time.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure that was in Roll20.
If you guys kept up with the party notes document, this wouldn't be a problem.
But that would require keeping up with the party notes
I
document.
subscribe to the notes. Everyone notes for themselves, sort of.
I don't take notes for any TTRPG I play in.
No,
Neither do I, even the ones I'm running. So
I need to take notes or I can't pay attention.
I can't pay
but
I can't pay enough
I-
attention to
I-
take notes.
that's where I'm at.
Look, I didn't do homework when I was in school. Certainly not doing it now.
There he is. There's the name in Roll20. Nicholas Lansing.
There's the door. Yeah, no, you can still see that. Like if you angle it properly, you can see the door, the shotgun, and the stick the door is propped up on in the chair, without having to do any cropping or anything. Which is really, like, the door is incidental at this point to the fact that
I learned about the actual like civil case that's based on from Legal Eagle like a couple weeks ago.
what, the image?
Yeah, that image is based on an actual civil case where a family that couldn't protect their farmstead set up that shotgun trap to try and deter people because their house has been getting continuously looted because they weren't living there.
I didn't know it was a real thing.
Yeah.
So in character stuff, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You have the situation. What do you do with it?
So yeah, over the Bluetooth that we've got connected with everyone. All right, everyone. I'll try to get eyes on our target. Just go about your every day. Remember, we're not engaging until after the party is over.
Oh shit.
And I'm going to understanding where Nico had placed him, even though I can't get visual because he's avoiding the cameras. I'm going to see if I can, from outside the shed, using the golf course, using the club building as cover, see if I can get a line somehow on where he supposedly is.
Well, you can get a very literal line because Paul follows Zaro outside and is just sort of looking at the heart.
You don't, for reference, he's not that well hidden from the naked eye. He's just invisible to your cameras. So you can see him from the door.
Oh, so I don't even have to step out. Good.
Like if you open the door, you can see him there.
Yeah, and
he's just being kind of creepy by the tree line near because there's like an upper class neighborhood attached to this golf course. He's near the edge of that neighborhood, looking like, if you didn't know that he was a demon, like an old man from the neighborhood watching the plantation house have a party.
Yeah, so like I will, in that case, I'll go to open the door to walk out, realize that I can see him, and stop before the door is opened fully. Just like sort of leave it cracked and see if he's like, if I have a good line on him, I'll just like leave it cracked, keep an eye on him, lean back in on the Bluetooth. Well, he's not being particularly subtle, though. Interestingly, he's capable of keeping cameras from noticing.
I'm going to go get around behind him, just in case he tries to leave the party early.
I feel like that'll be a bad idea, Paul.
Yeah. When has our group ever had a good one? And he will pat you on the shoulder and slip out into the night.
What are you attempting to do, good sir?
Circle around. Is he in front of the building? Is it basically? He's over here.
He is basically across the road from the plantation house, which would put him, like I said, right around the neighborhood that's across from the plantation house. Mm-hmm. The shed is on the same side of the road as the plantation house, just sort of further west, basically.
Okay. Yeah, Paul's gonna kind of tack off to an angle away from the plantation house and not directly towards him, but staying easily in the dark, erring on the side of staying behind cover, but trying to keep eyes on, just in case he decides he's going to leave. At least that way I can get an eye on which way he goes.
I'll help. And Thomas heads outside as well.
You're in the party.
You're in the party.
I'm in the party? Okay.
Yeah, you're in the party room.
Okay.
Paul and I are the only ones that aren't in the party right now.
Got it.
And Nicholas.
No, Nico's in the party too.
No, Nicholas.
Oh, Nicholas. Right.
Lansing.
Oh, did he come back?
No, he definitely went to the party.
Oh, no, yeah, he did enter the party. That's right. Yeah. Correction.
Paul,
he went in.
Said, like, it would be weird if I'm not there eating and fucking things, and left.
Oh, eating things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Paul and I are the only ones on the outside, which we felt would be good because then we could have surveillance, but we're not all in the same spot.
That's right. Yeah.
If he starts running.
Oh, If he starts getting away, we'll simply trail him. Don't worry. You'll have your fun, Thomas.
So.
Good.
Go ahead and roll me your dexterity and stealth.
All right. I assume it's dark enough that I get my moving in darkness specialization.
Sure.
Better you than me. I've only got 4 dots in that.
And I am going to, if I may, spend a willpower on this because I would like not to tip this off too early. Is that okay?
Sure. Go for it.
Okay.
Sure, success.
You know that's very clearly a possibility here. 2 successes on 12 dice.
Yeah, that's my kind of numbers.
There he goes. Let's see. What is his wits and composure?
And he'll get 17 successes on 4 dice. Either I was right or the opposite happened. And he got 0 successes on 17 dice. One of the two. That's what that reaction tells me.
I would like to try to tell if he has seen me. So if I can make a
It's an empathy.
yeah.
Or if I could tell, because I'm sort of like keeping an eye on the whole situation.
You can also roll me wits and empathy.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you what, empathy is definitely the thing that the director of operations in charge of the division that cuts apart bodies and retrieves their organs is good at.
One
success.
Should I have gotten my professional training on that as well? I feel like I probably should have.
You know what? Sure, go for it.
You're a professional training thief?
Yes.
Then yeah, you definitely should have been able to get that. Professional training is how we manage to outpace monsters. We get a little bit of extra to our dice pool.
I'm just going to roll an extra 4d10.
Go for it.
So if it's difficulty 8 or above, it's 1 extra success.
Yes, you got 1 extra success. Good. That would have been embarrassing.
Yeah, it would have. Well, I always have the rogue slogan, which is, if you make a mistake while trying to sneak, you can always pretend you were taking a leak.
Dude, you're on a golf course, Paul.
Yeah, I'm on a golf course at night outside of a party.
Yeah,
I think that's
works.
pretty believable.
Time to get a hole in one.
Gross.
You started.
That's taking a dump.
No, that's a hole in 2.
Okay, so a man who hates golf. But you make your way out and circle your way around in the night. And you can't really read much on this guy, but he doesn't seem to have reacted to your presence if he's noticed you.
Okay, I'm going to keep moving sort of on that same line, clearly not towards him, but out and around.
Mm-hmm. You make your way around, and you sort of, at that point, you will be moving into the neighborhood, which, as far as you know, at that point, you'll be moving into the neighborhood, which, as far as you know, is occupied by people. So for what that's worth, you'll be moving around houses.
Okay. Can I get some kind of structure or bush or shrubbery between Paul and Mr. White?
Probably, yeah.
Sorry, with
like around the corner of one of the houses, potentially.
With the one on the wits and empathy check, am I able to tell anything?
It's hard to read.
Yeah.
You both got 1 on your wits and empathy.
Definitely have eyes on.
There's a there's just a tap. Did Zaro ask if anyone has eyes on him?
No. I have eyes on him.
Okay.
Once I will wait to see if you give me any sort of indication that you're in position.
Yeah, there's a I guess just a tap that comes back over the line.
Paul, confirm you're in position. 2 taps, please, for yes.
2 taps.
All right. Give us 3 taps if he starts to move in an unexpected direction. 1 if he starts moving towards the house. 2 taps
2
for
taps.
yes. All right, everyone. Continue to have fun.
Just murmur, do you hear that implies that I stopped?
No, it implies that you're continuing.
Astrid, want to join me? I'm gonna have my sword. Let's go wade in and kill some Nazis.
Yeah, well, Astrid was probably already walking towards
Okay, that's
vampires,
fair.
gun
That's fair.
out,
That's fair.
shooting.
These vampires aren't Nazis. Thank you very much. They are homegrown, free-range vampires.
I'm gonna keep referring to that though.
I mean, that's fair.
You want to wade in?
These are. I almost said vegan vampires, but that's not a thing.
Free range.
I mean, to be fair, did you ask them where their sympathies lay?
Technically speaking, no, we would have been keeping them alive on like blood bank blood. So, yeah, no, they're not. If they were vegan, they're not anymore.
No, I'm saying just because they weren't part of this particular golf club doesn't mean that they aren't Nazis.
That's fair. We didn't ask them if they were Nazis.
You didn't ask them to fill out a questionnaire.
Yeah. No, we didn't get like a medical history.
You might want to consider that.
We'll definitely we'll put like a medical questionnaire on the inside of the cryotube next time. Just like wipe your tongue across this as you're paralyzed with a stake through your heart.
I'm gonna go start murdering things, and I'm mostly using this as an opportunity to just sort of like network with my peeps.
No, I'm just picturing like a guy in a lab coat with a clipboard, like outside the tube, going, yes, and what is your family history? Any heart disease or as a vampire's like being in the middle of being frozen.
That would be ironic for a vampire.
Yeah.
History of heart disease.
Occasionally you get one that goes, yeah, actually my grandpa died from a heart attack.
I desperately want to know how Thomas is networking while killing.
Oh, it's you sort of like lock eyes with someone as you both like cleave into a vampire, that kind of thing.
Are you networking or looking for a hookup?
Why
among
not
the Ashwood Abbey, it's both.
Yeah, why not both?
I'm gonna ask you for your choice of 2 weird roles.
Okay.
You can either make me presence and weaponry,
Ooh.
or you can make me strength and socialize.
Those are both very
I'm
good.
gonna go with strength and strength and socialize feels good. Let's do that. Can I add my professional training to this? I've got
Sure, yeah.
Hey. All right.
What's your
Socialize.
professional training? College student?
Yeah.
It's networking.
Networking isn't a profession. It's a thing you do when you're in a profession.
It is a professional skill.
Yeah. Let's see. Strength and socialize +1. 1 success. This is pretty good. This is going pretty good.
Yeah, our roles
You've made what seems like a friend in the course of this murder.
This is Fred. He's shaped like a friend.
Eyes across a crowded tomb.
Mhm.
Your eyes meet. Well, your eyes meet his eye.
You are what is the line? He is friend shaped.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's
Yeah.
shaped like a friend. That's what. That's the description of Kirby. Kirby
Yeah.
is shaped like a friend.
But you're making some contacts. Maybe a fun time later tonight if you feel like it.
He's got like a Sonic the Hedgehog T-shirt on.
And Astra's going in just for the murder,
Yeah, always.
which
Murder.
I'm not even going to make you roll for this. These vampires are surrounded by Ashwood Abbey members and Canite Canites. So they don't have a chance.
What is
She just wants in on the murdering.
What's
fun.
the thing that Canites say?
Who is Kane?
Who is Kane? Does Astrid start repeating that chant?
No, she's more of a silent killer.
I just like the idea, like,
Wowzers!
I just like the idea, like, there's like 12 people repeat, like, just chanting, "Who is Kane? Who is Kane?" And like one of our group goes, "Who is Kane?" with no idea of why they're doing it.
Wait, what?
The motto of the Canite heresy is "Who is Kane?" They ask the question always. They don't know why, but it is the question they must ask. The answer is irrelevant, but they ask the question.
The first person who got a kill last week started with that.
Yeah. Who is Kane? And then bash. the
Right.
vampire's head in.
Right. No, fair. Yeah.
I mean, Nina was distracted.
Yeah, the first guy, the guy who started off the madness was just sort of crept up behind one of the vampires and just uttered, "Who is Kane?" and smashed with the spike bat. And that started this whole thing off. And yeah, okay, whenever one of the vampires thinks that they're getting away from the massacre, they like break off and start to run, and they find themselves face to face with another Canite who just says, "Who is Kane?" and punches them back into the fray. It's kind of creepy how well coordinated the Canites are, actually. Like, there are no openings. Every opening a vampire thinks he sees is blocked by a Canite. Like, they're as fervent and reckless as the Ashwood Abbey is in this sort of like, in getting into this, but they have a perfect level of coordination. And that kind of creeps you out, Thomas, just a little bit.
Yeah. Intimidating.
But the party is slowly beginning to wind down as the vampires are dying one by one. And does anyone have anything to do before the last one falls?
Just what's Mr. White doing?
Watching. He's hardly moving.
Okay.
He is keeping almost perfectly still, and just his eyes are on that plantation house. Even though you can't see too much from outside, he just is watching. And you can't see his eyes to tell if he's reacting to anything on the inside, but
Okay.
he hasn't moved from that spot since you spotted him.
I'm gonna pull a napkin off of something somewhere, who knows, and pass my number over just in case.
You give somebody your number. Yeah.
Yep.
Do you have a preference? Or is it just anybody?
Anyone.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So Yeah, you pass your number off to maybe a couple of people.
Yeah.
But eventually, the battle begins to die down as the last of the vampires is gurgling on the floor, and one of those K-Knights, again, just the one who happened to pull a spear out of nowhere, kind of like walks up to the struggling vampire and just hoists the spear above their head. Who is Kane? And just plunges it into their chest. And the room is still.
They really like all in on that one question.
Somewhere in the back, you hear the big red machine.
I'd say that was a success. Thanks for coming, everyone. Anyone wants to assist with cleanup? You can, but nice
As
to have you.
everybody walks out.
Some people might be into cleanup. Who knows? There's all sorts.
Most of the K-Knights start to make their way out after the hunt is finished.
Yeah.
Over the Bluetooth, Thomas, encourage them to not clean up. That's sort of the point of our demon.
Oh, got it. Right. I mean, well, some other stuff might happen if people are lingering around. So that was my thought.
Yeah. We want the demon alive, at least temporarily.
Okay, are we moving out now or what?
Once everyone leaves, we will trap the vamp. Once everyone leaves, the demon will come to mess with the crime scene. At which point, we will trap the demon. Yes.
Okay, fair. I'll start, sort of moving around, hustling people, sort of.
As people mostly begin to file out. Not a lot of people feel like cleaning up, although a few of the Ashwood Abbey members will take some of the blood for themselves.
Yep. Oh no, yeah, totally. To get gift bags are totally welcome. Feel free to doggy bag. Have a good night. Bye.
As people are leaving, Nicholas walks over to one of the vampire corpses and just kind of pulls out a butcher's knife and starts to flens the corpse open.
Oh gosh. Thomas turns and keeps walking away.
You hear the sounds of organs being extracted.
Yep. He goes a little bit pale.
Astrid's gonna watch in fascination.
Well, you watch as he takes the thing's intestines out and uses them as sleeves to pack up the rest of the organs.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, Astrid. How'd it go? Did you enjoy yourself?
It was all right. There weren't enough party favors.
As he
fair.
As he basically hollows out one of these vampires, and you realize this is he walked in with like an ice cooler, and you realize why he has it now is he takes this mass of this vampire's innards and puts it in the ice cooler.
I'm gonna go swing
That's
over.
for later.
That's smart, Astrid will say, pointing at the ice cooler.
Well, I have to keep my resources relatively fresh to make use of them.
Of course.
Still, I suspect our target of interest will be arriving soon, once the place is mostly empty, or preferably entirely empty to his tastes, from what I hear. Even we would need to be gone before he would feel like moving in.
Astrid's gonna go ahead and go outside. At that.
over the blue.
Thomas, do your
I'm-
best to
Yeah.
try to hide the bodies. Remember, he likes to play with crime scenes, not because they are the way they were, but because someone tried to hide something and he can make it more obvious.
Oh, okay. Gosh. I'll start trying to drag bodies. And Thomas very clearly by this point, is like coming down off of the high and is concerned about all of this. But he is going to probably, I don't remember the exact layout of this place, but basically someplace he'd be trying to set it up in a location where like maybe down a hallway or something where we can get a little bit of a bottleneck situation on him, hopefully. He's trying to think strategically.
Given that I know the location of the demon, is there a angle that I could give people to go where they could exit the grounds and circle back in a way that they wouldn't be seen because of the recon shack being in the way, so they could get basically back to where I am without him realizing they're still on the grounds?
The front door is pretty obvious from his position.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to make it clear that they had left, but not that they were gone, that'd be difficult.
Well, no. What I mean is if there is a path I could give them so that they could leave the grounds with everyone else, and then circle back to behind the recon shed without it being obvious that they were coming back onto the grounds.
Couldn't they just flat out leave and then come around into the residential area and come up through the backyards there?
Theoretically, there isn't a street there. They couldn't take a car that way, but they could walk through the forest a bit, yeah.
So over the
Wait, how do you
Bluetooth.
get into the residential area?
Through the same street you get onto the plantation.
Yeah.
Like, the main road comes off on a street that passes by that goes down past the plantation towards the golf course and then branches off into the residential area as well.
Oh, okay. I got you.
What I'm trying to do is give them a path that lets the demon see them leave, but then lets them return without the demon being able to easily see them return. Is basically what I'm trying to see if I can figure out.
They'd have to walk back through the trees, basically.
Okay.
Like, they would have to leave out the main road, start walking away, and then come back through the tree line.
So over the Bluetooth. In order to convince our prey that you've gone, those of you that are in the party can leave with the rest down to the main entryway, then cut across into the woods. Use the trees for cover on your return route. Just don't exit the tree line until he's inside the building.
Okay. I'm moving bodies.
Good.
You want
Astrid
someone,
will go ahead and make her way that direction.
you want someone positioned inside just in case?
I feel like positioning someone inside carries a greater risk. I'm not able to tell exactly how accurate his information is. If he suspects there's people still hanging around, he might not approach.
Oh, look, I passed out from too much fucking.
Well, if you think that you can convincingly pass out for something of supernatural instincts, then certainly. I'm not certain how convincing I could be in the situation, though.
Can you lower yourself into a sleep state without actually sleeping?
Yeah.
I mean,
If you feel confident in your abilities, Nina, by all means try. I'm just suggesting that.
I'll give it a try. Worst comes to worst, he thinks that it's just somebody vaguely. Sorry, somebody just sent me a message. They just think it's somebody who's just laying in here tired.
See if you see if you.
I will try. Yeah, I can. I'm good.
I feel like there's a non-zero chance also that Nina is just Who said anything about pretending?
See if you can relocate to a basement area or something. It's a little less immediately in his path.
Sure.
That might increase his chances of not noticing.
And also increase my chances of not being, murdered.
Good idea. Having finished moving the bodies, I'll make my way same way as Astrid out and then through the residential kind of thing.
Can I get a bead on where our hired hand is?
He has. Well, you actually can see him on the cameras. He's packed up his box of organs and starts to. It's this man who you have never heard speak in more than a droning monotone starts to whistle a jaunty tune as he wheels his box of harvested organs out the door and make his way up the road.
That's just unsettling.
I just sort of watch it. Mental note, he's creepy.
I mean, is it mental note he's creepy or mental note he's creepy? Let me take those for what I should do later.
I don't know what
So
you're
this
talking
sort of-
about. I'm passively creepy, thank you very much. Not actively.
What's the name of the tank song? The da 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 da.
I was like, are you talking about Tank?
Like the Sherman, military tank song. I forget what
I have no idea.
that he's whistling that.
It's a jingle.
That one.
It's actually just a jingle as far as an old 40s or 50s jingle.
Yeah. But he's whistling it as he leaves.
I didn't know the Sherman tank had a jingle. I thought it mostly just had a rumble, rattle, and roll.
It's associated with military marches and cadence.
It's the Colonel Bogey March.
That's it, the Colonel Bogey March. Thank you.
It's the song, John. If you've ever seen it, it's the song that they whistle in the Breakfast Club.
I've never seen Breakfast Club.
I would whistle it, but I can't whistle.
Fair.
It's also the song that the Jawas parodies are singing in Spaceballs.
Oh, okay, that one. I know.
Ding ding.
We had to
Ding,
find
ding,
the
ding,
right.
ding,
We had to
ding,
find the right
Ding,
fandom.
ding.
It was a British march that was composed in 1914 by Lieutenant F.J. Ricketts.
Okay, yeah. It gets associated with a lot of military marching music. So,
Yep. But it's also very, very commercial jingly too.
yeah.
William,
That's my confusion.
William, can you turn the gain down on your microphone a smidge? Because in
Just a touch.
in order to hear you at a reasonable volume, I have to have everyone else super quiet.
How's that for the gain lower?
A little bit lower.
I can see how far the gain is going on this mic. It's kind of wonderful.
Yeah,
How's that?
that's good.
Okay, I'm at 2 bars in gain. This is a very powerful mic.
Oh yeah. Decibels are a lot louder than you think they are by looking at their numbers.
This is true.
This isn't
that
numbers.
is 100% true.
It's not numbers, it's blue runes on a radial dial.
Yeah.
So I just have to go by how many runes. I'm at 2 runes right now.
Like with most audio equipment.
How very Blizzard to provide something that is an accurate measure, yet completely useless if you are not hopelessly devoted to their lore.
I mean, it's just it's basically the same as if you just had a radial light.
For sure.
Or
I'm just
took
saying
some time to experiment.
It's a very Blizzard move.
The only jingles I'm familiar with are the ones on Gene Autry's Spurs.
Okay.
You are familiar with a great many other jingles.
I know. I just wanted to make the joke. Okay.
As I go riding merrily along.
Yeah, that's a long walk to say that is the tune he is whistling as he leaves with his harvested organs.
But we got there, and Final Show
We
Films
are-
is nothing but a series of long walks.
We are the
Taken through,
most
taken,
tangenty people in the history of time.
It's our
I take,
brand.
I take enthusiastic walks through the forest and kill homicidal vampire priests. Very enthusiastic walks.
A very enthusiastic walk.
It really is our brand.
Absolutely. Come to Final Show Films because we'll go off on a tangent like that.
But
I go off on tangents when I'm by myself on my ADHD stream in the morning.
Same. 100% same.
so the you're trying to conceal yourself, Nina. So roll me
passed out on the floor.
manipulation and stealth.
Okay. I might not be fucked on this. I will spend willpower.
If you get 0 successes, I determine that you're just rolling around going, roll in the hay, roll in the hay.
That would be if it was a chance roll.
if it was a critical failure on a chance roll.
That would be because I'm so drunk. So I did get 0 successes out of 7 dice.
2 of them are ones.
That's fine. Like I said, worst comes to worst in this case. I'm just sort of lying there, not really. And yeah.
Well, fortunately, you've also taken yourself out of the immediate way.
Yeah.
The immediate vicinity. So you've gone down into the basement. So there's that. I need to make a roll for him. Okay. Eventually, after everyone is filed out, those of you with an eye on Mr. White see that he, after having stood like a statue for so long that you're not quite certain if he does move at all, the cane picks up, his leg lifts, and he starts to walk. And he slowly, very deliberately, with that sort of the kind of walk that someone makes when they're making a dramatic entrance in a movie scene, that just sort of like very measured, that very deliberate
got a cane,
pace.
so it's do.
Yeah, with the cane added.
Was it 1 tap if he's headed towards it, and
No.
3 if he's going in a weird direction?
3 if he's heading towards it, 1 if he's going in a weird direction.
All right, I will tap 3 times.
Yeah, the longer one is for if he's acting as expected. The shorter one is the fuck.
Of course,
So-
that just brings up the. Did he tap 3 times? We just didn't hear it. Hold on, let's wait and see if he taps again.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it'll probably be tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap.
Legit.
Tap,
And
tap, tap.
I will after I get a solid 3 taps, I will over the Bluetooth, both for everyone else and so that Paul can get that we got it. Over the Bluetooth. Our quarry is on the move towards the clubhouse.
Right.
What's
What's the plan at this point?
Once he's inside, Once he's inside, Paul, you and I need to reconvene so we can spread this salt at some of the entrances and exits. And then that'll hopefully buy us enough time while he's fooling around for our demonologist to get back to us. Because he also had to leave.
Tap, tap.
Subdue. And interrogate.
All right.
as to how to subdue. We need to
I
wait for
feel
our
like
demonologist for
bullets
that.
will do a good job, but yeah, let's wait to be sure.
But the salt, at the very least, I've been informed, will keep him inside.
Well, you've been informed that the salt will help.
Yeah.
He didn't say exactly what it would help do.
I'm going off of assumptions, okay?
Yeah, 6 of one's half dozen of the other.
I've watched a
don't
lot
know.
of Supernatural, all right?
We don't know if it's a border deal, if it makes him have to count every single grain of salt kind of deal.
All I know
No,
is
that's just really weird vampire myths.
all I know
Really
is that,
weird.
Tags.
All-
Tags too.
all I know is that I have a lot of salt to spare.
If you're a small child captured by the Baba Yaga.
Do
And
hags have
actually,
to
with vampires, it's not even salt.
No, it's grains of rice. Yeah,
Yeah.
grains of rice.
do hags have to count every grain of salt?
Well, it's not salt, but it's like straw from a broom. That's the one I heard as a kid.
But eventually he makes his way inside. The door creaks open and slams shut behind him.
Grab a big bag of salt, start doing my prep.
I'll meet up with you at the groundskeeping shed.
Hand you a
grab
second bag of salt.
Start heading in the other direction.
I'm just listening from my hiding spot to see what I
Yeah.
hear.
Putting it windows and doors.
You hear from your hiding space, you hear the soft creak of hard-soled shoes on wooden floors.
Yep.
As he very slowly and deliberately walks his way along the interior of the building and just kind of pauses at certain places and just kind of stops and looks around and walks and stops and then walks. You hear him kneel at one point. This house that was incredibly noisy, now perfectly quiet, is oddly rickety just at his presence. Like you can hear every floorboard creak as he walks.
Like more so than it was 15 minutes ago.
Hard to say whether that's like just the nature of the house, if it's something he's doing, or if it's a psychological effect.
Or the result of, a bunch of Ashwood Abbey folks rampaging through.
Also fair.
Yeah, I'm just waiting to keep listening, and if there's any indication that anything is out of the ordinary in terms of like, does he show signs that he is aware that there might be something going on, that he's on alert, anything like that. Anything that might require an intervention.
He definitely seems to be just sort of pacing around and inspecting the murder site.
Okay.
Once we finish the circle of the building, I'm going to wait by the doors for our expert.
A funny thing you mentioned that. As soon as you finish the circle, you sort of stand up and turn around, and he's right there.
I see you've returned in due time.
Indeed.
Am I with them? Have we encountered each other moving around the
Yeah,
house?
it's like you probably meet at both points as both of you sort of meet up with the salt line, sort of putting them together. And you both set down the last of the salt, and you stand up and turn around, and Nicholas is just standing there over your shoulder. Didn't make a noise as he approached. Is there now as you turn around.
I assume, based on the fact that you didn't interrupt us with negative statements, that was what we should do?
It's a start. It'll do for now.
Tried. Anything else we need to be doing?
No, I think from this point forward, it's a matter of parlay.
Well then, I look over to see if Thomas and Astrid have joined us yet.
Astrid was headed in that direction.
I'm assuming so. I was behind because I had to move the bodies, but
You would have had time because he waited a good long while after everyone left, so you probably would have had time to get in position before, after you left. So, assuming that they're there, I will indicate to the door then. Well then, for the expert, shall you lead the way?
Certainly.
I will reach up behind my head and grab at nothing and draw my plasmic call. And then open the door and let him go in.
As they're heading in, I'm heading up.
Yeah, and over the Bluetooth, we're on our way in, you know.
sweet. Grabbing the gun, grabbing sword, waiting. Heading on in behind.
You make your way inside. And eventually you find the man himself kneeling over one of the many bloodstains that has been left behind. And sort of just placing a hand on the pool of blood. He doesn't start or stand up as the group of you enter.
Sup, Mr. Keitel?
Yes. Hello, my watchers in the dark. What can I do for you?
Well, you are in possession of knowledge, very specific knowledge that we require. What was the name of the thing we're hunting again?
Helena's nail.
Yeah. Very specifically, we're told that you can inform us as to the location of one Helena's nail.
Helena's nail? The nail of Helena, the nail of banishment. Many names it goes by, but you seek it for yourself.
Indeed.
Not something
Public concern.
I don't think that's something that any mortal has any business having their hands on.
Oh, don't worry, they won't.
And you wish to what? Destroy it? Secret it away?
Does it matter?
Well, what reason have I to tell you its location?
Well,
he hasn't stopped inspecting the murder scene.
I believe the term is a relative lack of extreme agony.
Our business with the nail is our own. Trust me, though, in that when I state that you will come to no direct harm from it. However, if you are uncooperative, you will come to some amount of direct harm.
Threats. It's been a long time since I was physically threatened.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you think I meant that we were going to do things to you? I mean, we will if we have to, but no, I'm saying if we don't get this and we don't do something, something else is going to cause very serious pain to you and frankly everything.
Yes, we're sitting on something of a ticking time bomb, as it were, but not one that would blow up a building, rather one that blows up reality. And the nail is a tool to diffusing it.
Somebody roll me manipulation and persuasion, subterfuge, whichever one you feel is appropriate.
I'm gonna let you roll that.
Yeah, I'll roll it. Do I get any bonuses for the help?
I'll give you a +1 with the extra aid.
I'll spend a willpower. Three successes.
Well, I suppose if all of reality unravels itself, that would be bad for my business.
You're getting real quiet, William.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I suppose if
Activate the runes.
I suppose if all of reality unravels itself, that would be bad for my business.
It will be bad for many businesses, yes.
No more parties for a start.
Still, I can't just hand an artifact as powerful as the Nail of Helena out to some random assortment of individuals with no real assurances as to what I'm doing with it and no real benefit to myself.
What would you see as a appropriate assurance or benefit?
I'd want to know what you intend to do with it. I want to see your world-saving device.
I can tell you what we're doing with it, but I can't show you the world-saving device, unfortunately. It's sort of a extra-dimensional crucible, as it were. But the nail's destruction is what we require.
That would also be very bad for my business. So you're going to have to make this a very sweet deal to make up for the danger and tumult I'll be putting upon myself.
I look over at our expert, because I'm sure he knows words that can be said that are much more effective at threatening this guy than we have.
We're gonna get Reddit to tank Coca-Cola stock.
Have you heard
Yes.
of Have you heard of r/Wall Street bets?
Nicholas kind of looks across the group of you. Well, I suppose at this point you haven't attacked us for the mere mention of your precious item, even though I can tell you very much burned to protect it. So I begin to wonder why you haven't assaulted us. Is it because you think that you won't win? Unlikely. Demons are.
Bump yourself up to 3 runes, William. When you go into the quiet voices, we lose you.
Yep.
Mhm.
When is it because you think that you won't win? I
Nope.
doubt it. Still too quiet?
No, that
No,
was
it's
me.
good.
That was Nina just saying nope.
Yeah. I doubt it. Demons are penultimately proud. So I think you have another reason for not openly attacking us at the moment. Say that perhaps you can't. Maybe not unless we start the fight. So as long as we don't, say, if we don't begin this battle, you aren't able to end it. So we can keep you occupied here so long as we don't attack you and you aren't able to kill us in self-defense. So we can keep this game going for a very long time. And you seem very fixated on this investigation of yours. I suspect that's another one of your tasks. Well, there's a number of things we can offer. He looks over at the group. Are any of you fond of making a deal with the devil? Literally in this case?
Depends on the terms.
That.
At that point, Mr. White kind of stands up, walks over to another bloodstain across the room. Well, I suppose you are confident in your measure that I won't or can't kill you until you begin battle with me. So, if that is the case, then you will want to parley rather than do combat. In which case, we'll need to work out an appropriate deal. You say you won't share with me the presence, location, or appearance of your device that will save the world.
Correct.
Rather difficult to share that sort of thing, if you follow me. And he makes a sort of spiral motion with a finger.
Well, if that is difficult to show, I want you to tell me what else you need. Because clearly I'm not the last thing you're looking for, or you would have just thrown all caution to the wind and started fighting me, knowing that I was the last obstacle before you completed your task.
That is a whole lot of assumption. But
We tend to
Here's
try
my
to
question.
find the
oh, go ahead.
we tend to try to find the path of least resistance towards our goals. So
Exactly.
instantly jumping into combat against an unknown threat level is not exactly the sort of thing we do. Though I understand from your position that many such as us might seem like the reckless without abandon type. So don't take it as writ that you are the last on our list. That you aren't the last on our list.
So here's my question. What's to stop you once we tell you all the things we're looking for? I have no desire for you to be the Belloc to my Indy.
Well,
Hunting down these, ending up in a race with you.
well, that's all a matter of how interesting your artifacts are. But I won't. We can put that in the terms of the deal if you like, that I won't go hunting down your precious tools once I know what they are.
That seems like an awfully slanted deal, though, in our favor at that point. All you want is knowledge for information on the location of a powerful artifact.
And you
That's a
can't do
lot.
anything with.
There's a lot that you can do with knowledge. Just having something that you know that someone else doesn't gives you a bargaining chip.
What are the what are the ones that we've already gathered and destroyed?
Well,
You've destroyed the fetters of Fenrir. And actually, I had the list here.
Crimson Veil.
The Crimson Veil. Where's my...
And we
What's
have
going
the
on?
ring, but we haven't destroyed it yet.
The ring isn't one of the
Ring's
artifacts.
not one of the things.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you've just consumed the Fetters of Fenrir and the Crimson Veil.
Okay.
Can we? Paul will pipe up and say, "Appreciate the specificity. Perhaps before we discuss this more, you might afford us a moment or two to discuss it amongst our group."
Of course, I'll be here inspecting this crime scene that you so kindly set up for me.
Before we do that, though, really very quickly, could you enlighten some of us as to the mechanics of this deal of yours? Not very many of us have ever shaken hands with the devil, as it were.
I prefer to do my handshaking with devils metaphorically as a rule. But
I mean, the Fae might deal in handshakes. I like contracts, things in writing.
Assumedly, both parties will have the chance to go over the document in question.
Of course.
And any punishments for penalties would fall on the signee alone.
If you so desire that to be the case.
Ah. But it could be otherwise. Good to know. A moment, then. And we'll move to another room, basically. Like, not across the building from him, but like the next room over.
right.
Closed door. Not all the
We
way.
can get Nicholas to keep an eye on him since he's not really part of our group.
Sure.
Yeah.
Nicholas will stand outside and just have an idle conversation with Mr. White.
There we go.
Thanks, bro.
So once we get inside, so this is I would venture to guess, certainly in my estimation, this is not one of those. This is not one of the good demons.
No.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Point of order. I don't think we want to put any of this sort of information in their hands. I don't want to start volunteering what the nature of the items are.
I was
You
going.
already
I was.
Any chance we can convince them we're looking for the full set of the nails?
Well, I was considering letting him know that the remaining artifacts that we need to find were the Fetters of Fenrir and the Crimson Veil.
And how are you going to work it into a written demonic contract
Mhm.
Yes.
that you are obligated only to provide the items we have already uncovered without him realizing that?
Oh, yes, that is the trick, isn't it? William, with my extensive background of contract negotiation from being a high status member of the Chiron group, would I have any ideas of any tricks that I could use to provide him with useless information under the guise that it was useful? Like, specifically the two that we've already consumed, and so it doesn't matter if he knows?
You can roll intelligence and
Politics?
sure, and you can add
Plus
your
my
conspiracy
conspiracy.
dots.
Can I also
Yeah.
add my professional training?
Sure.
You know what? I'm gonna roll that as well because I got politics. I feel like Nina's pretty good with with a bit of contract law as well. Because there is no contracts more demonic than recording industry contracts.
So yeah, I'm going to spend a willpower, and I'm going to roll intelligence, politics, my conspiracy, my professional, and 3. So that plus.
Yeah, I will spend a willpower as well.
Okay.
Here's 2. I'll take that. Regardless, Jesus Christ!
3 successes on 13 dice.
I
So-
hate the new world of darkness.
The things that you put together immediately are that there's a number of different ways that you could probably word a contract that would make it very easy for you to pull that over someone. The thing that immediately occurs to you after that, though, is that he probably knows those tricks too.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm trying to
So
Not only is he a demon, he works for Coca-Cola.
we have
That is
similar
fair.
we have the same lawyers.
He is the same lawyers.
here's what I'm thinking. And he may think through this. We're going to have to be upfront if this is the way we want to go. And we try to pound off the things we've already got. If I'm not saying that we do, just if.
Correct.
The only way that we will be able to do that is if we agree that we only provide him with the names of 2 of the items. And then we will have to word it very specifically that we are providing 2 of the items that are required for X situation. However we want to word the of X situation. Because at that point, it's not determining, it's not specifically mentioning whether they're ones we've uncovered or ones we haven't. The problem with this is I would say there's a 94% chance that he will want it to be specifically, he's going to assume that we've uncovered some, that he's not the first person we've come to.
I mean,
Knows we're not the last. Probably pretty sure we're not the first.
The obvious answer as well is he would probably want you to say the ones you haven't uncovered already, because he knows one of the ones you've uncovered already because you're looking for it.
Yeah, like yes. The addition here is that the knowledge that we're looking for the nail is included in this package,
Right.
confirming that it is relevant.
Figuring
to the
this out,
set.
figuring out the wording of that. I'm fairly good with contracts, but this is like high level agent level
Yes.
contracts. That's above my pay grade.
One further wrinkle for us to consider, actually, two. The first being, this may already be all over the underground. I mean, I think the fact that the Fetters of Fenrir and the Crimson Veil are gone, they may already be known, so that may not work. The second one, I mean, Stripling Prince wasn't exactly subtle, was he? So I think there's a strong understanding that that word may be circulating around. What we may want to do is limit it to putting up one that we haven't found, make it the Iron Reef, because that's the one that we're farthest along. And then as soon as we finish up dealing with this arsehole, get out there and track down a reef.
That's not a bad idea.
Also, alternatively, we can go full in on providing him with the information of the relics we're looking for, and instead devote the majority of our portion of the contract to increasing restrictions on what he can do with the.
Or, saying, okay, we will provide you with the names of all the information in exchange for the nail.
Yeah. We must have the
Once
nail
we
in
get the
hand
nail,
first.
we provide the information. We then start firing.
We all agree, though, we start low, right? Start with offering one and go up from there.
Yes.
Or to haggle with a fucking demon.
It's a contract negotiation. Haggling is
How it
implied.
works.
Ollie.
I don't make deals with the devil, and I'm not okay with this.
Well, the only problem is that if we don't make a deal, we have no way of gaining the information.
There is still a way.
Demons aren't exactly afraid of death.
There's always a way. I will not be making a deal.
Oh, I'm happy to put my name on the.
Well, got that part sorted at least.
Demons don't like death, but the problem here is, I would assume, if we murder this body, he has to go find another one.
Is it still the same if we soak him in holy water?
Look, there's a reason demons don't like exorcism.
Yes.
Right.
I assume
It's not because it's mildly annoying to them.
Yes. But
I'm not gonna lie, like surprising as this might be, I am definitely more on board of the okay, here's our deal. You tell us where it is and you walk out of here.
I mean, if we'd
And
rather,
then he tells us where it is and then he doesn't walk out of here.
if we'd rather go down that route, I'm perfectly fine with. Question is whether or not how successful.
Ms. Ashwin, I think we've got to ask: is this the sort of thing that you're not okay with, so you're not going to sign a contract, or is this the sort of thing where it's just a non-starter for us to pursue it all?
You can make your own choices. I will not be part of it.
All right, I respect that. I just want to make sure this isn't the sort of thing that's going to break up our little company.
You know, I'm with Astrid on this. This is where we get into the non-theistic part of my practice.
I don't particularly care for the idea of putting my name on a contract with the devil either. I am fully open to alternatives that have a chance of working.
I think I'll be honest, I think dragging him off to Astrid Shack has a pretty good chance of success.
I mean, I'm definitely okay with that.
I
don't know how big of a chance, but better than trying to outwit somebody who literally does this for everything they do.
We're not going to be able to outwit him.
No. Play for even is the best we can get.
I'm not even sure we can come to that.
Again, the best we can
Maybe.
get.
Yeah.
Well, if we'd rather kick down the door and begin the party. Again, though, I'm just not certain how much physical torture will work. Yes, they're afraid of exorcism, but none of us are exorcists.
I mean, right, but why are they afraid of exorcism? What does an exorcism do?
I assume jettisons them back to hell.
You know what also jettisons them back to hell? A lot of bullets in their head.
Would it, though?
Probably.
We don't know.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Do I know?
You can roll me intelligence and occult.
Can I do the same?
Sure.
Because if simply filling
I
them
don't
with,
know.
If simply
Sounds like it would work to me.
because if filling them with lead simply releases them as a cloud of toxic gas to find another host. And
The
come
funny
back
part
and
is,
kill us.
this is something that I actually don't know because I never paid much attention to New World of Darkness Demon. I know how it works in Old.
Can I make that roll?
Sure.
2 for me.
3.
I'm not trying. Thomas doesn't know.
I'm making the decision that Zero doesn't know either.
You're not certain. You're not certain how well bullets will work on a demon. Period. Like whether they'll just like treat it as bashing damage rather than lethal damage or
I mean,
anything like that. But
getting beaten up is still useful in torture.
You're also not certain whether or not killing them banishes them. You know that the reason they're scared of the nail is because the nail offers them true end of existence. Like it actively doesn't just kill them, obliterates them.
Which is what Zero is operating off of.
More than what holy water does?
Yes, holy water, as far as anyone knows, just hurts and kills demons better than other things.
Okay.
Whereas the nail,
Obliterates.
gone. Demon no longer exists.
Yes. As far as we are aware, the nail that we are seeking is the only way to actually kill a demon.
Kill, correct. Which is
So-
why I wonder why he's so, well, no, I don't wonder, but
Him having the knowledge of where it is useful for him because it threatens
Deal.
other demons.
here's the deal. If you guys are willing to do it, here's the wording. You guys get the nail with the specific promise that you don't use it on him. bound into whatever contract that ends up being. Ignore all the rest of it. Ignore all of the bullshit about how many items, where they are, et cetera, et cetera. The one thing that I'm pretty sure he's going to be concerned about is his immortal existence.
Yes.
There you go.
And that certainly is a deal we could pursue, but on the other hand, again, is there any other alternative to getting the information? I genuinely do not believe torture will work. I believe you will get him on a torture rack and begin plying your trade, and he will begin laughing. And he will not stop laughing until you end the mortal body, at which point he will find another and hunt us down.
Then it'll be good practice.
And I feel like doing that loses us our lead.
William, would I know if torture would help get what we need from a demon?
If humans are capable of being masochists, demons can take that shit to 11.
Gotcha.
It's uncertain whether pain... It probably varies from demon to demon, to be perfectly honest, but it is uncertain whether pain is a motivator for a demon.
See, I'm not opposed to these. I'm not opposed to the idea of trying. What I'm opposed to is the idea that we lose the information because we try.
I don't disagree.
Remember, reality is on the continued existence of reality is on the line, not just
Exactly.
my soul, which, quite frankly, I don't need a use for.
I'm usually all for torture, but I don't think it's going to do anything.
All right. Well, we get nail. We don't murder you.
And if you're more comfortable with it, Astrid, once we acquire the nail, feel free to open up. I'll make sure to include that only I am the one not allowed to use the nail on him in the contract. And then the rest of you can simply murder his body. And
There's
we'll see
no
what
way he's going to
happens.
agree to that. There's no way he's going to agree to. It's going to be the nail cannot be used on him.
Yeah, what I mean is that. Sorry, let me clarify. We'll make sure that only that the nail is the thing that's specified that can't be used on him, not
Right.
ammunition or knives or the like.
Exactly. Yeah, that much more reasonable.
But I feel like the only way we're going to get this information is if we play his game. I do not see any other method, because none of us are exorcists. If we had someone who specialized, potentially, but we don't. A demonologist friend is a demonologist, not a. I mean, he potentially is very. He potentially
an
is very good
exorcist.
at He potentially has the ability to exercise, but it's not a.
Are we? Okay. Yeah. I don't know.
So at the moment, our options are, just to lay things out on the table, we make a deal. Again, I volunteered my own soul for the contract, because
Right.
souls are always required in these things. We don't make a deal. We attempt.
I mean, to be fair, don't assume that.
No, we're going to do the bargaining.
Don't throw that soul in.
We're going to
as
do.
a gimme.
We're going to do the bargaining for. Don't rely on the end game. You bargain.
Don't
up
go
to-
to the negotiations. You finish all the things. And like, oh yes, and my soul, of course.
Yes,
because
no.
clearly-
No, we
I'm sure Mr. Wright will be like, yes, of course, that's standard in all situations. Blake.
You're just a real swell guy, so we decided to throw in something extra.
throw in something extra. It's not. I don't need it. I don't have a use for it.
I wasn't using it.
No, we bargain up. That's just the end goal. 2, we forego the contract and we start a fight. We have no idea of his specific capabilities or power. We have no idea how well the fight will go. If we potentially manage to beat him down to a state at which point we could transport him, and he doesn't flee the host body that he's currently in, we take him to a shed and attempt to torture information out of him. The second one has, I'll be frank, far too many question marks for my liking.
Also, something to add to that. Gestures towards her body
Also, yes,
can't
you are kind of
fight
fucked up, yes.
right now.
Yeah, you are here under the pretense that you're not to be getting into any fights directly from
Yes.
your doctor.
Yes.
Which you've kind of broken by waiting in, but you weren't really in any danger with the vampires.
So,
She stayed at a distance, which she said beforehand that she was going to do that. So.
I can't wait for that discussion. It wasn't a fight. It was a slaughter.
There are far too many questions on the second option for me.
What if we were just to take like the head of a rocket launcher, just soak it in holy water for like 30 minutes?
That would require far more prep than we have access to.
That plan.
I don't have a rocket launcher on me.
Well, that's
holy water.
I have holy water.
That is not true.
You had a amount of holy water. Yeah.
I made sure. I made sure everyone got holy water.
That's right. Yeah.
Super soaker.
I was gonna say that was gonna be part of the torture.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you had the holy whiskey. Yeah, that's right.
I mean, there was gonna be infusions, enemas, forced drinking, the whole bit.
But
the water was going everywhere.
Does anybody have a third option?
Everywhere.
Thank you, Craig. I need to see that movie again.
I give you guys a deal with the devil, and I don't have to do a fucking thing for the rest of the episode.
Basically.
I do have one other idea that's real bad.
Let's hear it.
It's super bad. It's entirely theoretical. There's a 97% chance that it would not work.
Does it?
We have somebody who eats magical energies, right?
Yes. Well, artifacts, but yes.
Magical energy, really. That's sort of the whole thing.
Saying,
that's the whole thing of why it works, right?
Are you suggesting we try to get Colleen to eat the demon?
A little bit.
I feel like
that's a bad idea.
I know it's I told you.
That's a really bad idea.
I told you it was a bad idea that was probably not going to work, but we're brainstorming options.
There is exactly one bad idea.
Oh, fuck you too.
There are a lot of bad ideas going around right now. None of them are good.
There are a lot of bad ideas, yes.
Ask Scarlet Witch what happens when she becomes Mephisto.
We don't know that that's the case yet. Also, potential spoilers.
I wasn't talking about anything. I was talking about I was saying that you have Scarlet Witch as your ward right now, and you have Mephisto that you're making a deal with right now.
Anyway, yeah, I'm acknowledging that was not a good idea. I'm just saying if we're throwing everything we've got potentially on the table.
Fair. So, we have three options.
Even I'm voting against option 3.
We'll go.
I suggest it.
Because do you not know how brainstorming works?
I do, but that was the worst idea I have ever heard.
You throw out the bad idea in the hopes that it inspires a new, better idea.
Thank you.
You know, somebody else thinking along different lines. In this particular case, I can't think of anything better that would spring from that. But it's not.
But I don't know. I don't know what weird shit goes on in your guys' heads.
Precisely. You still throw it out. So we'll start from 3. Does anybody vote for option 3? No. Moving on. Does anybody?
I preemptively vote to censure anybody who votes for option 3.
Who would like to try option 2?
For clarification, that's the we just start fighting option.
Yeah, so that's...
Thomas raises his hand.
Mm, can I half vote?
If I were in better health, I'd be with you.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, I withhold. I withhold.
And it sounds like we're going with option 1. So, let's brainstorm to make this the best potential deal in our favor that we can. And we will begin a bargain. Well, I will begin a bargain. And then, once we've acquired the thing we have, we kill him. Since that seems to be the route most people would like to go after that point.
Delightfully straightforward.
What was that, Paul?
Said how delightfully straightforward.
So long as we don't promise to not kill him in the contract, then I won't get any backlash. Hopefully.
Well,
And if you do, I mean, it's just you.
Precisely.
are we gonna
It's just the financier.
promise to not kill him with the nail? So,
Yes.
oh, okay.
Well, we're not going to promise to not kill him with the nail initially. Let's go with just the information and see if he takes that.
And
Because if he
as far as the information, we offer one item.
one item and then build up, negotiate up. We leave my soul and not killing him with the nail for the end of the negotiation, not the beginning. Because if he takes it lower, just kill him with the nail. Of course, I suspect that will be his first suggestion.
I go so far as to say I'm going to be awfully fucking worried if it's not.
Well then.
If he's not concerned about it, then I have some serious concerns.
I suspect if he's not concerned about it, he intends to kill us, so...
Exactly.
That's fine. So long as we're all expecting to kill each other, then we all know what we're getting into.
Oh, and probably don't need to say this, but keep the numbers vague, and of course, we don't divulge the information until we have the name in hand.
Precisely. Yeah? Yes. Those are non-negotiable, I feel. All right.
Okay.
Well then, let's go make a deal. Being the one to sign the contract, I will lead us back into the room.
Let's rephrase that. Let's go watch you make a deal.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you make your way back out where Nicholas and Mr. Croft are having a conversation. It seems to be idle chatter.
Well then.
Which in itself is creepy.
Yeah.
Yep.
I hope you've had a very stimulating conversation.
It's been quite wonderful. This man is well versed in his art, and I've never known such unique tastes. I'll have to try some of those eventually, he says, looking at Nicholas.
Did you just convert a demon to cannibalism?
He looks over at you. I haven't converted anything.
Well, I believe I'll be making a deal with you, good sir.
Very well. Let's lay out the goals on each side of the deal then.
Shall we extrapolate this to a series of rolls?
I mean,
I really want this to be another, and I'm not even joking. I totally want this to be another 2 hours of negotiation between you because I'm super interested.
Sure, fine, let's do it.
This probably isn't going to involve any rolls, I'll be honest with you.
All right, fine.
So, you want the location, or, if possible, the nail itself.
Precisely.
I want to know what else you need after the nail.
I can tell you one thing that we need after the nail.
Oh, you'll have to do better than that.
Well then, you'll have to accept, if I'm going to do better than just giving you one item, then I would only expect that we would have to divulge this information after we have the nail in hand. Because
I can give you access to the nail with certainty, personal guarantee that you will have no issues reclaiming it. And my personal guarantee that I won't use any of that information that you give me against you.
You get a text.
I look at my phone.
0. Stipulate that it says stipulate that we will provide the information. You will be committed to providing the information after we acquire each one. All he wants is knowledge.
If all you want is knowledge, how about this then? As we acquire the items, we will inform you of what they are. That way, it provides us an amount of security that, while you won't directly do anything to harm us, you won't provide the information to those who would before we reclaim them. This gives you a constant source of information, an update onto our activity, you can keep track of us, and also provides us with security.
That's intriguing.
In return, we tell you which ones we've already acquired, as part of the keeping you updated.
You have my interest, but we both know that this is a matter of immediacy, and we don't trust each other to carry anything out of this door.
Oh no. But that's what the contract is for, isn't it?
And I'm not so certain that you wouldn't just use your soul as sacrifice in order to break the contract after placing it, so I'm going to have to make it something immediate.
Just give him a wry grin. Why? You don't think I value my soul?
I think you value your soul little, if at all. I think you hardly believe you have a soul. And while you are wrong, and you should value your soul more than you do, I think I know what you think of it at the moment.
Well, how could I deny the existence of a soul when I'm staring a demon in the face?
No, if we're going to make this sort of deal, it's going to be an immediate transaction. You give me what I want, and I give you what you want. And we can part ways then and there.
Additional stipulation, then. Not only will you not use the information to harm us, you will not provide the information to entities seeking to harm us with it.
Very well.
Again,
in addition to that, however, you will not seek me out to deal any harm to me once the deal is done.
Certainly.
And that goes for all of you.
Well, I'm the only one signing the contract.
Yes, but if any of your friends break this deal, the contract is broken as well.
If we're going to add that stipulation in, because I certainly cannot control the wiles and whims of other human beings, I'm not that gifted. And I feel there's going to be additional stipulations on your end.
Like what?
None of your friends act to harm any of us,
Well, that was,
or impede us in any way, for a start.
That was I know that wasn't explicitly. Yeah. Yes, we'll make explicit that your allies will not act to harm or impede us in the investigation that we are undergoing for these items.
I can make that as very well.
Paul holds up a finger. I'd appreciate the stipulation as to harm be without any further codices.
Nina's just appreciating in her head the fact that this demon puts far too much faith in how much she likes Zero and cares about what happens to him.
I like that he made that statement after already acknowledging that he believed Zero would just throw away his soul for breaking the contract.
Right?
Oh, he hasn't gone into penalties yet.
No. It's also it also sets us up for a really great end of fight line as we stab the nail into him, and Nina goes, "I'm not his friend."
Yeah, I mean, yes, I definitely have considered that, but I'm pretty sure he's not going to just say "and friends."
Yeah, it's gonna be allies.
Allies,
Yeah,
associates.
are we really-
Allies, associates.
We are allies. We are considered ally.
What happens if I shoot you and then kill him? Am I still an
Shoot
ally?
Yeah, you can shoot an ally.
Yeah, you can
It's
shoot.
called
ally.
friendly fire for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Friendly fire is implied to be accidental.
It's
Cool.
still
Not always.
decoy.
Implied.
Yeah, I would.
Shooting.
We pull a Hellblazer and promise Zero's soul to every single entity, and then at the end of the campaign,
They fight.
let him fight.
You are not John Constantine.
Not yet. Not with that attitude.
Also, you are not Corvus's character from my Avernus game. You can listen to in podcast form. Who has made deals
So.
with who has become a warlock of 3 successive packs in a row, breaking a pack to get to another pack.
You'd think the third pack would have gone. Hang on a second.
No, because the third, they've gotten progressively more powerful as they've gone on.
Uh-huh.
They got to check some references.
So,
Yeah. So
your allies will not harm us. My allies will not harm you. You will not provide this information to any who seeks to impede our search, and we will not provide you this information until after the nail is in our possession.
I think that can work.
To be clear, not harm, etc., etc., etc. Until this whole affair is over. This does not give you free reign to do whatever you want in this fucking city.
The contract is null and all clauses are void once your world-saving mission is over.
Good.
Yes, understood to be on the same page. Hence, during the course of our investigation being the time frame.
I think these are workable terms.
So, penalties.
Indeed. What would you like from me should I break any of these clauses?
Well, you'll have to educate me as to the option.
What would you like? Quite frankly, it can be very broad.
The destruction of your immortal soul.
Ooh, going straight for the business, aren't we?
Well, if it could be anything. Why use the
Very well.
nail if you simply break the contract, right?
That can be arranged, although in that particular case, the penalty will need to be proportional.
What would be proportional on my end?
Your immediate forfeit of soul and termination, at which point, no, I think that'll do.
My life and soul for your life and soul.
Certainly.
That seems fair to me.
Can I potentially just so we're covered, get like some kind of occult roll on how much of the is that actually enforceable if he reneges?
Is his life and
Well,
soul is forfeit immediately
yes.
enforceable?
I'm actually going to turn to our expert and go, does that sound like a feasible request?
internal contracts are, perhaps more than Fey contracts, very binding.
And I'm assuming Nina's going to roll intelligence occult.
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, sure.
Sounds about right. That seems like the standard sort of approach for demon contracts.
So, you die if you break your end permanently, and I die if I break my end. Or any of our respective allies on either side.
Indeed.
I'm comfortable having that weight on my shoulders if you are.
Oh, I feel great about it.
Any chance we can, in the spirit of disclosure at this point, since you know Zero's allies, or at least a good portion of them, who are yours?
Mine are a bit too numerous to name in a short conversation, but all of them will be in consideration.
It's okay, just put their names in the contract.
Certainly.
Yes, we'll add our stipulation.
Scouting intelligence!
Yeah. Well then, are there any other formalities required before we write it up?
That's well and done. I'll form the contract for you. He brings a hand up, and in a puff of hellfire, a scroll appears, and he lays it down on a table and begins to scroll.
We'll stand there waiting.
This is going to be a roll. I would like you to make me a wits and investigation roll.
Oh yeah, I'm fucking watching him.
Just to be able to see how well you can make out the jargon of the contract that he is writing down.
Do my conspiracy dots add to it?
Sure.
Does my professional training add to it?
Sure.
All right.
And others of us be looking over the shoulder too.
Yes, all of you can be trying to check and make sure that this contract is not being written with any weird loopholes.
I'm going to spend my last willpower for this.
I got 5.
Astrid is going to step out of the room when this is being written up.
Yeah, she's not yet. Same. There's enough people in here to provide
Also
guidance, and
I'm not looking over anyone's shoulder. Thomas is busy texting any numbers that he got at this point. Because it looks like we're not fighting someone, and I'm disappointed.
So the two of you, with an exceptional success each, are fully confident that this contract is worded exactly the way that you hashed it out, with no hidden subtext, but it is literally the words that you decided on.
Good. Which is, we'll tell you the information you want after we have the nail in hand. Your allies won't attack us. My allies won't attack you until the investigation is at its end.
And also the clause of he won't give that information to anyone who would harm you with it.
Yes. Or harm or impede was the phrasing.
No one, well, specifically, the exact sentence was, he will not provide the information to anyone who is looking to harm or impede your investigation.
Yes. And threat of both of our lives and souls on both sides.
Yep.
Yeah. Draw it up. I will sign it.
I just need a bit of your blood.
I pull off. Everyone else, by the way, I forgot to mention this. Zero didn't throw on a coat, so everyone else could also see the bits of tattoo poking out from his sleeves that were rolled up, if anyone cared.
What's your tattoos? I'm curious. Thomas would notice.
Out of you're only seeing like little bits of it, so it's not you.
Okay.
You're not seeing the whole thing. You're just seeing little
Gotcha.
portions of it. You'd have to make a roll to determine what they were, if you could tell what they were. Yeah, so remove his gloves that he was still wearing. Flex his right hand as all of his fingers elongate and the nails become razor sharp claws. And then we'll reach over to his other hand and use one of those nails to slice a bit of the palm and offer it.
He just flicks the blood drop onto the contract, and the blood that falls on the contract immediately forms into your full name.
Wrap that up. Actually, flexes a little bit, and the wound sizzles closed.
Yep.
Back on.
Very well. The contract is sealed.
Now, for the location.
I will do you one better, he says, as he flicks something at you.
I catch it.
And you're holding a very small and unassuming piece of brown wood that appears ancient, but
I will hold it towards Paul to see if he can identify it.
I will take a look. Does it look like I think Paul's line in the first season was enough pieces of the true cross to make a picket fence that he's seen before?
it is decidedly of the correct dimensions and size, and probably of the correct material. It is definitely ancient wood that has lasted far too long.
Does it have a nail hole in it?
It is a nail.
Oh, I thought you said it was. Oh, of course. Okay, I'm sorry. I was
It's a
picturing
wooden-
a part of the cross.
It's a
itself,
wooden
not the
nail.
itself.
Yeah.
Okay. That was easier than expected. Can I make a roll to see if it's legit? Probably not, right?
It's not something that you could identify immediately.
I'll take it and stab it into Mr. White. No.
And that would be how you'd tell.
But I mean, if he left and then just died, that would be a pretty good tell that he gave you something fake.
Fair.
Yeah.
Well then. Does it ping at all to my eyes? I know my eyes only ping on active relics, but technically this should be always active, right?
Not quite.
No. Well then, assuming this is the nail,
That would be correct.
then for your part of the deal, the items we require are the iron wreath, the nail of Helena, Death's hand mirror, the lapis philosophorum, and the cup of eternity.
I appreciate your sharing. That's quite a haul you're looking for.
They are all keys to a massive bomb, basically.
The kind that would wipe out all of existence,
Yes.
seeming, and the artifacts seem appropriate to the danger.
Well,
I wish you luck on your quest.
I wish you luck in your business.
He stands up.
I want to see if he can leave the building on his own.
To be clear, the contract specifically said we weren't to try to harm or kill.
Harm.
Okay. Fair enough.
Harm or impede.
Fair enough. I was really hoping it was kill, because then I was going to be like, bam, bam, bam. I didn't try to kill you.
Please
I
don't.
went for the knee.
I do not value Zero's soul or life very highly. However, please don't waste it on that.
He walks over, heads to the front door, opens the door. If one of you could clear that line for me, I could push past it, but it is currently an impediment.
Good to know. And I'll go sweep the line aside, because I just got new information.
I don't know. I kind of wanted to see how much pain it caused if you tried to push through.
If he tried to push through it, that would qualify as impeding it.
Yeah, that would
No,
qualify.
it's
Yeah,
not.
it would break-
We already
yeah?
we already put that down before the contract was made.
Yes, but
That's why he didn't immediately just die, because it was already there. But
There's a difference between impeding somebody and helping them.
I go and sweep the salt aside, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
It's fine. I'm just saying.
Watch him leave before revealing the nail to the others.
he leaves.
Oh, sweet.
Well, that was easier than thought. I apologize that you weren't able to immediately exact your plan of attack.
Yeah.
However, we did retrieve the nail.
Absolutely.
Cool. Cool.
I assume we're taking it back to dispose of it as quick as possible, yeah?
Hell yes.
Colleen is literally waiting in that shack over there, I say, pointing to the recon shack.
Cool.
Let's
cool,
take
cool.
it to her.
That's 4 out of 7. Right?
3.
3.
We don't
Three?
have the wreath yet.
Oh, okay.
We
Cool.
just have a lead on it, but
That's right.
Well,
So
mean, I
you head over
feel
to the
if-
check.
I feel like if this goes the way it would go in a typical movie, we'll very quickly find 3 or 4. 5 will take us a couple of months, and then we'll be within the last week for 6 and 7 and be on a rush to get them.
probably.
and then we lose 2.
Somehow, even though we've already destroyed it,
Yeah.
Technically, we've already lost 2.
it will somehow be brought back through some evil plot twist.
I'm sure William would never do that to us.
What, me have an evil plot twist? I don't know what you're talking about.
No, that's me. I'm the one with the evil plot twists.
You take it to the shack.
Yeah, take it to the shack. Take it to the shack. Colleen, I got you a present.
And you assumedly hand it to her.
Oh, yeah, I hand her the nail.
Now,
She
I-
takes it.
just before we proceed, I do want to point out this is a nail from the true cross. There are significant philosophical, theological
Eat the nail,
You are-
Colleen.
ramifications.
You are absolutely correct. Right. Eat it now.
Wait,
Also,
Eat it now.
there's a flash.
no!
Sorry,
Paul. And she walks up to Paul, like put both hands on his shoulder. Paul, my good friend Paul, you have a problem.
Also, this nail is older than the true cross. If you remember, we were told that it's actually older than the true cross. It just gets conflated with the nails from the true cross.
Not helping, sweetie. You have a problem.
Paul, face 1, pain. How much older?
Don't answer that. Don't answer that.
At least several centuries.
Was it antediluvian?
Don't answer.
Almost certainly.
Don't. Please don't.
Oh, as you look, Colleen, the magical lines that are on Colleen's left arm begin to trace further and further up her arm, and actually begin to rise up her shoulder and begin to spread up the left side of her face.
Whoa.
I am, by the way, Nina's not saying this. This is me. I am super excited for the for the reveal once we have Colleen all of these that this was actually us being tricked into charging the bomb that destroyed.
Yeah.
That's,
Oh, absolutely.
That's what
I'm-
Thomas is concerned about.
I'm
yeah.
looking forward to this to Colleen being Kane. And like we just gave him
No.
power up.
That's the kind of that would be the kind of plot twist that my first World of Darkness LARP storyteller would have done.
By the way, I'm
Let's
Kane.
be honest. That's the sort of plot twist that White Wolf would have written at some points in the 90s.
No, that's even too much of a curve for White Wolf.
But and she like clutches it and it's gone. It disappears as the lines spread across her body. And she kind of grins knowingly. I mean, I know exactly when it was made if you really want to know.
No.
I really do.
It's okay, Paul. Let it all out.
When was it made?
I also want to know actually how old it is.
Well, it's definitely antediluvian.
Oh.
It was. It's actually like ancient Sumerian, like first civilization.
Paul just like sags into Nina's arms.
It's okay, patting him on the head. It's okay.
Oh.
I don't think I can do this. I don't think I can do this 4 more times.
I'm very proud of you, Paul.
Astrid just hands Paul a bottle of alcohol.
Alcohol helps.
What kind of alcohol is it?
She probably randomly grabbed from under her bed.
Whiskey?
Most likely whiskey, vodka, or rum.
I think the first time, I might be forgetting something, but I think the first time in this campaign, Paul screws off the lid, tosses it back, and takes a very small sip. And then puts a cap back on and hands it back. I'm gonna go sit down. He goes.
You do that, buddy. Come on.
Collapses into one of the chairs.
Come over here. It's okay. You sit down there.
Well then, over to Nina. So what's our plan for our changeling friends?
Yeah, we have one. We definitely have one.
Yes. You're our point of contact, which is why I'm asking.
We definitely had one that we talked about last week.
We're
supposed to meet up with the Stripling Prince.
Yeah, the Stripling Prince is going to show us where it is, and then we're going to fly to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Throw
correct.
something in
That's
a
correct. That's
volcano.
correct. We are chucking it into a volcano after it has been something.
Oh yeah, we're gonna.
We did discuss at least trying it in an industrial furnace first.
Yeah, we're gonna take it to a. We're gonna get the thing, take it to a lab, see if we can break it any other way. If we can't, we're gonna freeze it in nitrogen and throw it into a volcano.
That's it. Yep.
You know, the freezing in nitrogen and the volcano thing, Colleen says, you know, that's probably just like a literal interpretation of him trying to give you something obvious for fulfilling whatever weird fey clause would be the destructive requirement of this thing. Like, must be both the coldest cold and the hottest hot at once. Or something like that.
Which is why I'm thinking of putting it into...
So the volcano will work.
Which is also why I'm thinking of freezing it and then throwing it into an industrial furnace. But
my problem with that is we don't go to Hawaii in that situation.
As this is being talked about, Astrid is just like on her laptop looking up hotels in Hawaii.
Are we done
And that
here?
is being said both from a Nina and a Jeremy perspective, because I want Hunter Goes to Hawaii to be a thing.
Paul is just shakily drinking tea over in the corner.
I just gave I just bartered my soul for a nail, and you want me to fly you all to Hawaii?
No. You know, I'm rich too. I can book us flights to Hawaii. Not you, Rich, but you know, who is?
Bill Gates. We still haven't caught up to the Microsoft Foundation.
Bezos?
Oh, he fluctuates too heavily for us to really compare. He'll be richer than us one day, poorer than us the next.
That's disturbing.
Are we done here then? Is this kind of...
Yes, for the moment. Now we need to go rest, recuperate, and then pick up a crown, and then take a ring to a volcano in Hawaii.
Yep.
Tell me
All right.
about that.
I am so glad you are on board with this Hawaii plan, because my other option was to put something into your drink and you were just going to wake up on a plane.
Well, see, the thing,
I second that.
the
Astrid
He's
reason-
not
Michelle.
B.A. Baracus.
First of all, I don't just drink everything handed to me. Second
I'm
of all,
aware. I've been paying very close attention to what you drink and what you don't.
Second of all, you pity the fool.
second of all, you have no idea what the dosage required would be.
Lots.
Third of all, we need to take a Chiron group plane so we can have the adequate facilities on board to maintain the ring in whatever temperature it's going to be. Or to carry the lab equipment to freeze the ring when we're there. This sort of technology isn't exactly carry-on. For Delta.
Well, we weren't going to go public plane. Like, we weren't flying coach.
Well, no. But even first class tends to look askance at cryogenic
Private.
freezing tubes.
Charter. Where they don't give a shit if you kill people on the flight.
Well, yes, at which point, why pay money when I have one
Well,
already?
Southwest, then.
Because you were whining like a 12-year-old about having to book a flight because you just bartered your soul.
I was attempting humor. I see it failed.
Yes, it did.
All right, I got plans. See y'all later.
All right.
Use
Don't
protection.
don't get in too much trouble.
Have fun.
Don't kill
Hey.
any demons, because then you might cost Zero his soul.
If you need a shot, let me know.
You...
It's worth noting he didn't say you couldn't hurt any of his allies. He just said him.
Yeah.
On his side, it was just him.
We don't know if he body hops. I mean, if you're really that obsessed with killing a demon, you don't care that much about Sarah's soul, go for it. I'm not your mom.
Yeah,
But-
if I drop dead, we'll know where you're at the very least.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'll have a heart attack, and you'll all think one of you tried to attack the demon.
I mean,
That's a lie. That would require me to have heart disease.
What
No,
other
more to the
reasons you
point.
could have a heart attack?
more to the point, one of us will kill you secretly. One of us will use this as a way to kill you
That's
and
fair.
blame it on the demon.
And it'll be a murder mystery. Ah, and I would be enchanted if you used my corpse for a murder mystery.
Oh, keep that in mind.
Rig it up with
Next
some sort of
party.
machine so it dances like a scarecrow.
Now it just got creepy.
That's the point. I'm joking, of course. The retrieval department would have to take me and probably murder anyone who had their hands on my body.
Oh man, it's really unfortunate. The body just burned up.
Amusing.
Never saw it.
In that convenient volcano, anyway.
Look, you would literally not be the first person to incinerate into nothingness around us.
Except that I'm immune to fire.
Disintegration.
It was a disintegration beam.
Yes.
A wizard appeared and did it.
A wizard cast disintegrate.
Yeah.
I mean, mad scientist.
A mad scientist cast disintegrate.
We just walked in front of his disintegration beam, and Zero heroically threw himself away. No, I would want it to be realistic. I wouldn't say that.
A wizard cast disintegrate is the plot of William Stardust game.
I haven't cast disintegrate yet.
We'll get there.
Get there.
But
Anyways,
as,
we're done
as
for
you
the
as
night.
you all sort of make your plans,
stop,
Colleen
quiet.
Colleen kind of, I'm pretty certain I can just kill demons now, like outright.
Don't kill that one. It'll kill me too.
Yeah, obviously.
Do you think you can reproduce that somehow?
I doubt it.
Oh.
I walk over to one of the. I walk over to one of the the side walls, and just like with two fingers, with two of my, I sort of elongate my nails again, pinch a nail, and just pull it out of the wall, and walk over and hand it to Paul. Here you go, Paul. I got you a replica.
Paul doesn't take it. Paul just looks at you while taking a long, slow sip of his cold, sad tea.
It's also a wood nail, not a wooden nail.
Very different.
2 letters different, really. Well,
3
then,
letters, 20 millennium.
once you know when we'll be picking up our item, Nina, you will plan for that.
We're not picking it up. He's coming partially with us.
Because he mentioned that he has to lead you to the location where
Yeah.
the wreath is at because he can't go get it because the wreath can stop him from going places.
Right.
Yeah, which means we're going to go pick it up from the location.
Correct.
Yes. But I understand you need to get in contact with him tomorrow.
I mean, whenever, but yeah.
So,
Tomorrow is probably best. We had an eventful night.
yep. And at least one of us is traumatized, Colleen says, looking over at Paul.
Oh, he'll get over it.
Paul is now slightly rocking while drinking his tea.
And I need another night to continue to heal.
Yeah, that's the one I'm more concerned about. To be honest, no offense, Paul.
Paul
No.
will be fine.
Don't be worried about the traumatized relic hunter.
I am super excited to see exactly how broken he is by the 6th.
Oh,
Like, I'm waiting to see how many of these we have to destroy before he's just like, fuck it. The reality isn't that important. I have to keep this.
I mean, he's definitely already at all of reality, or just North America.
It was a sad day when we had to rip Paul's throat out, but
he's at the bargaining stage right now.
Yeah.
Well,
Toxic stages of birth.
So,
let us
do you go and get rest?
Yes. Let us go get rest.
Does someone take Paul back to his his hotel room or to the base?
I will take Paul.
Oh, yeah, I got him.
I can always call him an Uber.
No, I'll get him back to his place. This is not something that we should just Uber and shove into a car and let deal with from there.
So,
Come on, book boy, let's go.
Wait, did Thomas walk? I say looking at
Yes.
the door.
Yeah, Thomas walked out.
Yeah, he walked. And then he would have probably called for an Uber or something. He knows how to do that.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's off.
I will go collect Nikolai from whatever corner he passed out in.
you retrieved Nico. Astrid, where are you going?
Where are we right now?
Still on site. We're preparing to leave.
Nico was my ride.
Oh, I'll give you a ride.
Okay.
Also,
Presumably, Nico also, if all vehicles are driven, it's just a question of who's going with whom.
Also, I will put in a call to have my cleanup crew come and clean up the the vampire corpses.
You might want to warn them about the demon who's possibly still there.
I will go
If
ahead
they
and
shoot him, you die.
They're not my allies. They're my employees.
That counts.
Okay.
I will warn
That
them.
certainly counts a lot more than
I will warn them.
I'm so sorry for your loss. How did he die? Semantics.
But
It's our
The,
facility anyways, so no one's calling the cops.
you get the I'll shortcut what they find. They can't get the blood out of anything. No matter how hard they try, the stains show up again.
Well, incorporate it as some sort of Art Nouveau carpeting, then.
Like any attempt at hiding any of the evidence, it just shows up again.
It's our building now, anyways, and we're building a secret research laboratory beneath it. So,
Like they try and dispose of the body, and they walk back in, and the bodies are right where they fell. Not even where they got dragged to, where they fell.
ooh,
It even does his job.
ooh. We see if we can harvest multiple editions of the same bits of body from them. like harvest some fangs and some organs, drag the bodies away, come back, see if the organs have replaced themselves.
They have, but also the organs that you had have disappeared, so it replaces it with the same organs.
You're like, do it again. It becomes known as Project Sisyphus.
we assign that to reclaimers that need punishment. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
well, you failed in 3 jobs, so we're going to give you eternal practice. I want you to get the fangs out of this corpse back to the office.
That okay, all jokes aside, that is actually a really great practice lab for your trainees now.
Oh, absolutely. This is no longer a golf course, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, I have heard weirder things that Chiron Group has done when they find weird bodies.
We're going to here's what we're doing now. Now that we know that, we are going to abolish the golf course. We're turning the greens into low-cost housing. And we are turning the central building into a research facility and practice yard. We're going to really piss off the ritual that live in that neighborhood next door.
Eat the rich.
We have a facility for that now. So yeah, there's some new low-cost housing going up where a golf course used to be.
Yep. But yeah, any conversations that need to be had on the way back to wherever you guys are resting or crashing or returning to.
Where am I dropping you off, Nina? Or sorry, not Nina.
Astrid.
Astrid. Where am I dropping you off, Astrid?
My place. She will give him the address if he does not know.
I'll take the address to make it seem like he doesn't know.
I'm pretty sure he knows, but yeah.
Sort of politely is like, doesn't say.
Yeah, exactly. Politely accepts the information he already had. Drop her off. For what it's worth, I am sorry you didn't get a chance to kill a demon today.
I may have gone for it if I were feeling better, but I do need to take care of myself right now so I can heal and be able to kill things again.
I will find you a demon to kill another day.
Thank you. Oh, and next time, bring more party favors. Those were not enough.
That was on Nico, not me.
No, the vampires.
Oh, the vampires. Well, we only have so many. I have to. I already have to restock those.
It's barely enough to go around.
I'll make sure to bring more next time. For variety. One vampire, one werewolf. Put them in a pit. See what happens.
The werewolf wins.
Yeah, you have a dead vampire in about half a second.
Chiron experimental pit fighting.
Unless, plot twist, the vampire is a low level, by low I mean closer to king, gangrel, and the werewolf is a cub. Then you have a vampire and an abomination.
Yeah. Then you have the weirdest dog fight in existence, really. Yeah. If Astrid has nothing else to say, then the ride is fairly
Yeah.
quiet.
Paul, you doing good?
Uh,
You want to talk about it?
my,
No, really. Do you want to talk about it?
my, just gonna get some sleep.
All right. How are you? Are you going to be good when we have to do this 4 other times? In all seriousness.
He takes a moment, sort of pinches the bridge of his nose, looks up at the sky. We won't save the world, don't we?
We do with that. But knowing that there is a very clear goal that if we fail to meet is disastrous for all, doesn't prevent people from potentially making poor decisions in the moment.
There's another pause. He takes a deep breath and then looks at you. Just big smile on his face. He says, "Nah, not small stuff out there, Nick. Right? Besides, if we don't save the world, where are we going to keep it all?"
I'm going to insight check that. Or empathy check. You know what I mean.
With an empathy.
Yep.
Are you? If you are being deceptive, you can go ahead and
I am spending a willpower.
GM roll me. You can GM roll me whatever you're rolling if you feel like it.
Okay. How do I make sure I do a GM roll?
/GM roll
Okay.
and just roll the appropriate number of d10s, and I will count the successes.
Okay. All right. Fair.
For either manipulation and deception, or manipulation and subterfuge, or manipulation and persuasion, whichever you feel like. Just let me know in a whisper after you make the roll.
Yeah, you bet.
The amount of typing makes pretty clear what just happened on roll. No, I'm kidding.
From the number
No,
of
I mean I was told
fingerprints-
specifically to roll it to William and to type to William what I was rolling. So
Yeah, no, legit. I was just
He's hard to read,
Sure.
but I mean, he seems adequate at the very least.
Jeremy was doing a Sherlock Holmes joke there.
Yes. The fact because if it'd been a very low roll, there wouldn't have to be anything to be typed. But anyways, I was joking. All right. If you need help coping with anything, or if you just need to talk about this whole thing, because I know this can't be easy, I make a lot of jokes.
No.
And I like to have fun at your expense. But I also appreciate how hard this is for you.
Miss Sky, I appreciate that. What about you though? I mean, deals with devils. I've seen your T-shirts, but still, that's not a everyday.
Like I said, I am a distinctly non-theistic Satanist. It's about the philosophy, not the actual mythological entities. I'm good. Like, my skin was not on the line in that situation. My only concern, as it always is, well, one of my only concerns is that this city doesn't suffer for either the supernatural entities here or the non-supernatural entities here. Not gonna lie, I've targeted. I tagged probably 3 or 4 Ashwood Abbey people. Made mental notes of keep an eye on them, see if I'm gonna have to put them down. See if I or somebody in the union's gonna have to put them down at some point.
You got any concern about young Thomas running with that lot?
No, Thomas is fine. Some people use the Abbey for it's a release valve. And Thomas is very much into the idea of the party and the fighting and that, but Thomas, at least not yet, isn't full bore, at least as far as I've been able to tell. My goal is to keep him a weekend warrior.
Well, he certainly kicked off a murder party, so.
Murder of vampires, who gives a fuck?
Depends on a vampire, I suppose.
You're not wrong. They were listen, they got cut by Zero's group. That means that they were either too evil or too dumb to survive. And taking them out probably is better for the good and smart ones that are out there.
Not a bad point. What about yourself and your run-in the other night?
Which run-in would that be? Oh, that? No, I'm fine.
With the ring?
I'm fine. As long as I don't get any voices in my head anytime soon.
Now, I would like to make an insight check.
Sure, I will say the same thing to you as well, Jeremy. Roll me manipulation and subterfuge or persuasion. Do a GM roll of just however many d10s that is. I will count the successes.
Right.
Let me know which roll you were making.
And I'm what? Wits and empathy?
Yeah.
Three.
Yeah, the command is /GM roll for any.
Yeah. Yeah.
You learn that not only are there voices in Nina's head, but they talk to her, they counsel her.
They understand.
And they understand.
Oh, hold on. I just needed to check one thing here. Sorry.
Oh, wow. There's more lyrics to that song than just the opening.
Yeah. Most of them have more than that. I will handle that one.
Yep.
All the lawyers are defenseless, all the doctors are disease, and the preachers are the sinners, and the police just take the green. It's another subsection of lyrics from that song.
She's hard to read.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine. Was it fun? No. I didn't enjoy it. Don't plan on doing it again. But I will happily let you know if I hear the storm again. Because let's be honest, if I hear it again and I become to the point that I'm a danger to this community, y'all are going to have a job to do.
Well, if it starts to prey on you, you feel it growing or watching or anything like that, all the memory of it is just giving you the willies. I'm around to talk about it.
Appreciate that.
Before we
And I go ahead, sir.
no, finish your thing.
I was just going to say, I will forget about it as a player, but Paul would not as a character. The next time that there is a legitimate thunderstorm in town, if they're not together, he will call Nina and make sure she's okay.
And just before we break for the night, when Zero finally gets back to his penthouse, the first thing he does is go into his his bathroom / examination room, strip down, and check to see if there are any new marks or physiological changes from making that contract.
Not that you can see. Although, as you sort of take a look over yourself, and you sort of examine where you're sort of looking for any sort of like hell runes that have been emblazoned into your body or anything like that.
Yeah.
Not seeing any, but still, is right about when you get a call from one of your agents who you get the message comes over your answering machine. Boss, we may have found something on that mirror you had us looking for. And that's where we're going to end for the week.
All right, say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.